It's funny that the song just ends right there. So it's hard to transition that one. But then again, this is the best word show on the internet. Not having a transition there and having it just go to the black screen is the best. So what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the best word show on the internet. I'll be your host. My name's Manuel Chavez III or the Turd, depending on how you know me. And yes, we have been playing for a while. Arsley, when are we playing Rust? Somebody wants to play Rust? Really? Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be playing that shit tonight probably, but I have to actually get sleep tomorrow because I have to work in fucking California on the 20th. All the way out there in good old Pollock Pines. Which I feel like I've only ever been there like once before, and it was way out there in the middle of nowhere in the mountains. So that's cool, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, welcome back to that show that we do, or whatever. And I mean, damn, son, I don't even know if it's even safe to do this on YouTube or whatever. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, we're streaming on Rumble, which means that you should be over there on Rumble following us because, you know, our inevitable demise is going to happen. You guys know it's going to happen. Come on, we all feel it. It's all sitting there on the precipice. The election shit's coming up, and we're about to talk about a hot, spicy topic. Right? Is this a hot, spicy topic? Maybe. Probably not. I don't know. Just do your favor. Go to kick.com/thefango. Follow me over there because we have ditched Twitch because we can't multi-stream over there anymore so they can suck my big brown pee-pee. Notice how I didn't say it was small. Anyways, outside of that, we're streaming on Kick. We're streaming on Rumble. We got the YouTube only for as long as they allow us to be here before they, you know, right? You know it's coming. You know it's coming. Shit, this might be the straw that broke the camel's back. But so before we get into that, we're going to talk about some other things or whatever. It's a Sunday. It's a Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you, all you fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to you. I mean, I got like a few fathers. I texted them or whatever. Happy Father's Day. The ones that want to talk to me or whatever. But it is life. Everybody's doing good. I see we got people over there on Rumble chat, and we got some people over there on the YouTube chat. And what's going on? How's it going? To Slumdog Millionaire and Miguel H. and no one here yet, and this Arsley fellow, and Henry Tomas, and our good friend Mr. Blacksmith. And yes, we got Zero Infinity Live. Nice to see you guys. I mean, today is just a weird day because, like, I guess I missed this yesterday. But, I mean, here's just the first piece of news that we'll just get into because, I mean, this shit sucks, so we just do whatever. But, I mean, I'm fucking taken back by this shit. What the fuck, bro? XQC got signed to $100 million contract with Kick? Are you fucking kidding me, bro? What the fuck? Who even watches this guy? What is the draw for him? His show, what? Like, what? Like, seriously, he just stole my vibe. Whatever. Oh, because his computer station used to be a bunch of cardboard boxes. You go from a bunch of cardboard boxes to $100 million contract, which I don't even understand how that's, like, makes any sense for Kick and for anyone else. It's just, like, it's such a big number. Like, that's a number that you would normally hear for somebody that would be like a professional athlete. That trumps any type of number that Dr. Disrespect or that ninja guy who's even ninja anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is this even possible? Nothing makes sense anymore. This just seems to be stupid as fuck. Like, what the fuck? This guy, $100 million? Where's my fucking $100 million, dude? Seriously? I guess it is what it is. You go from Twitch and then you get into Kick and now you got a huge contract and you're good to go. So to me, it's like, I've never even heard of this guy outside of people saying, oh, he's over on Twitch. He's super popular. And I'm like, what does this guy do? He just kind of seems like a smarmy individual who isn't very entertaining. But apparently I'm fucking wrong, dude. Obviously I'm wrong, right? I'm wrong because this guy's popular and I'm not. He's getting the 100 million. I'm not. I mean, seriously, LeBron fucking James got a 2-year, $97 million contract extension with the Los Angeles Lakers, and Ryan Morrison, XQC, is basically getting more than LeBron James. That's why it's fucked up. That's why it doesn't make sense. Like, seriously? Like, huh? Is that like, are you, but like, seriously? It just doesn't make any sense, bro. Like, it never made sense that LeBron James made that much money. But for a streamer, a person who does what I've been doing for I guess I just suck, man. I mean, I might as well give up, I guess, right? Like, you know, you do all the work, you pay your dues, and you still get nothing. But you know what? Congratulations to XQC for his groundbreaking contract with Kick. And I mean, seriously, this guy's making more than the biggest athletes and megastars. He's making more than movie stars. Which is, I mean, I guess cool for him. I mean, for all the rest of us, I mean, it gives us a little bit of eye in the puzzle. I just look at this guy and I'm just like, well, isn't that just the face that's going to fuck this up for everybody else? Yes, it is. I mean, he might be the first one to get it, but I don't know. My spider sense is telling me that he's probably going to be the last person that ever gets a $100 million contract that's a fucking streamer. I mean, yeah. And then Zero Infinity in the chat asked a big question. Where the fuck does Kick get $100 million to pay this guy in a contract? Where did that come from? Huh? Where is that? Is it a gambling website that's paying that out? We need to figure out where that $100 million is coming from. Because didn't Joe Rogan get only $150 million, right? And that was his deal for Spotify. And let me be straight with you, okay? We're going to talk about Joe Rogan here in the future, but XQC is definitely not a household name like Joe Rogan. I haven't seen XQC on fucking Fear Factor. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is something wrong here. Something does not compute. This doesn't make any sense. And it only brings me pain, I feel. Yes, pain. This is just painful. It's painful for me to see. I mean, congratulations to the man. I guess I'm the guy that's like, God, this guy's going to fuck this up terribly. And then a lot of other streamers are going to have problems. It's going to be like the Ninja situation, only 10 times worse because this dude's not going to be able to keep it together. Okay. But congratulations to him for trying. Like, I don't know where their decisions are coming from and where these companies are making their companies or whatever. But you know what? It's not for me to decide anymore, right? We're just here to run the best, worst show on the internet, and I think we're doing an all right job at that. If our numbers are anything to tell anyone, it doesn't make any sense. Like, Kick's not a household name, XQC's not a household name, and he's getting paid almost as much as Joe Rogan gets paid. Just doesn't seem right. There's a problem there. It's a huge problem, and it's going to blow up in somebody's face. And you know what? I'm going to be here drinking my Yerba mate, guayaki. It's like, hey, man, it's supposed to be better than you for that energy drinks. It's Yerba mate. Reach deep into Yerba mate culture and you discover people have long gathered to imbibe mate to awaken the mind, performing extraordinary feats to exchange confidences. Even Yari, the mythical goddess of mate, decrees in the symbol of friendship. We've always believed that there's a magical tree in the rainforest with powers to unite and energize. Come to life with this energy infusion brewed from the mighty emerald green mate leaves. Guayaki's vision holds that Yerba mate culture will power out the market-driven regeneration business model to regenerate ecosystems and create vibrant communities. Yeah. What do you mean? I haven't made it to Primus levels of suckage yet? Excuse me. What are you talking about? Number one, my name is Mud. Defango means mud. Primus wrote a song that made mud. Primus just put out a song that had something to do with conspiranoia or whatever. It had cicada logos and shit like that or whatever. And, you know, like I hung out with that dude one time, maybe twice. I don't know. Kind of fuzzy. Was a little drunk. But it was a good time. Good time. I mean, I already made it. It's just that nobody knows you made it. Because I'm not a fucking bragger like half these motherfucking bitches out here. Oh, look at me hanging out with this real famous person. I'm going to show everybody. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe I'd get more respect. Whatever. You only live once, right? YOLO. Well, you only live once. Me? Never mind. Well, anyways, back to the regular news. World Economic Forum calls for 75% reduction in private car ownership. So that means that look around at the room, count how many people are in your room, and then divide that by 0.75, and then that's how many people are going to own a car in your house. And then consider this. If they don't already own a car, then they're not going to be a part of that calculation. So that means that I would be the only person. So there's a 1 in 4 chance or a 25% chance that I'll still own a car within the next couple of years through no fault of my own. Isn't that just a strange situation? Yes, this is a strange situation. And yes, the grift never dies. But this is a pretty dying grift because, you know, you actually got to get money to call it a grift or whatever. And, you know, you can send us money if you would like to or whatever. You can go over to griftcast.com, right? And you can send us money through Streamlabs. We got the PayPals, the Venmos, the Cash Apps. We got a merch store. We got like EMP shields and stuff to protect your critical infrastructure in your homes. I mean, we even got hosting, Coffee Brand Coffee, our Discord, and all the links to everything. Shit, we even got the Sir Gene shit on here, and we haven't even seen Sir Gene in years, dude. He's moved over to a new show, I guess, or something. You know, that's how these people from the internet are. Very fickle, not very honest or open about who they really are. Unlike me, I tell you exactly who I am, and that must be why I'm not as successful as some of these other people. I should just have this character where I'm a shining golden goddess. Nah. I'll just tell people as it is. Yeah, I'm a fifth dimensional being. I exist in all space-time. It's not a real big deal or whatever. It just does create some rather interesting situations in the nexus of all things, which is probably one of the reasons that you managed to see me in a bunch of different places, or you might have seen me. You might have thought that you saw me one time, but it was like in a place where I wasn't supposed to be, and, you know, maybe it was me. Or, you know, one of me. One of the many me. Because there's a lot of me's. There's even bad me's. There's a bad me rolling around here. You've probably seen him. He's a fucking asshole. I get blamed for his shit all the time. But it's not me. It's him. We're just so close. Because, you know, like, we're so close, right? Like, I could be him. He could be me. Just like one little thing that changed us. And I think I know what the event is. It's usually over a girl. But it doesn't matter. I guess all we really have to do is just talk about the reality of things. So, private car ownership. Are you ready to lose your car? Well, good old Papa of the New World Order himself says that, guess what? You're not going to have any more cars. He's going to be like, Klaus Schwab, I'm going to have like 8 cars. You guys, though, it's going to be like 8 of you sharing one car. And you're going to be happy about it because it's going to be a Tesla. And it's going to be electric and automatically drive you to wherever you go so we can track your every movement. And if you try to overthrow the government, we're going to throw you into... Wait, what? Oh, sorry. I was... Sometimes, you know, when I go off into the tangents because of the fifth dimensional thing, it's like I'm giving you spoilers of the future that we've already seen or whatever because it's happening now for me, but... it would be the future for you if you would understand that point of reference. One day you might, if you get on my level or whatever. Although you gotta smoke a lot of weed. I gotta tell you that. You gotta smoke a lot of weed. But yes, the World Economic Forum, the same guys that Elon Musk is in bed with, the same free speechers or anti-free speechers or whatever, the people that are reinventing the world as it is are basically saying that by 2050, they're going to have a huge reduction in private ownership of cars, including electric vehicles, because the plan is, if you haven't noticed, companies like Uber, Lyft, their ultimate goals are going to be that they own all of the cars, right? And all of the cars drive you around by themselves. So in the 2030, 2050, in the 2050 era, they don't actually think that anybody's really going to own a car unless you're really wealthy, right? Everybody else is just going to be taking robo-taxis that take you around different places that cost a varying different assortment of fees, right? And that's what they're trying to, I guess, elucidate to certain folks out there, is that they don't want anybody, like, electric cars are here for now because to them it's a stopgap to kind of get people into the thought process of how this system would operate. But ultimately, they don't want anybody to own their cars. Even more so, it's like Tesla and Elon Musk do not design their electric cars to last forever. Right? That's why they're mostly not user serviceable. That's why you have to take it into Tesla. And I mean, there's a great YouTube channel called Rich Rebuilds, who this guy's basically like done everything that you could possibly imagine with the Tesla, including being banned from getting parts from Tesla because of his wild and crazy videos that he's making. Because, he's basically showing that while Tesla could be a great car company, there's still a massive amount of bad things that they do that are so anti-consumer, it's unbelievable. And that's like the situation that we're going to go into the future. Like, they don't want you to own a car. You're going to lease the car. You're not going to own the car. It's going to be their property. And that's kind of how it's already is right now. If you've seen some of these newer Toyotas and stuff that literally have unlockable features, like the feature's already in the car and you could use it at any time. Somebody's just got to flip a software switch to turn it on for you, and you got to pay a monthly fee for it. Like, this is where the world goes. This is where the thing happens. And I mean, yes, some electric cars might last, right? Like, a Tesla's chassis and engines are probably going to last for a really, really long time. It's the batteries that aren't going to last, right? It's the batteries. And even more so, even if you could replace the batteries, the way that Tesla has it set up is that they're going to be the ones that are doing it. And they actually did get a win, right? Like, Elon Musk got a win because everyone is adopting the Tesla style charger system. But now they gotta still give out some of the older style converters for the newer chargers because they've made so many cars already that are electric, that like through GM and other car makers that don't have that thing. But he's already gotten the win where basically the charging network of the future is going to utilize the Tesla, charging system, which is both good and bad at the same time, because ultimately, why is Tesla spending so much time with autopilot and all this other stuff? Is because ultimately in 2050, those cars are going to be just driving themselves. Like, Elon Musk is just going to own a fleet of robotic taxis that will take people places. And Tesla is going to have a Tesla phone where, if you got the Tesla phone, you can just, call an Uber, but it's not like an Uber. You're just calling a Tesla to come pick you up and take you somewhere, and it's going to do it all robotically, right? And if you really get rich, you're going to own one. You see how that works? Like, do you see where Elon Musk's mindset has been? He's invested in a lot of money into small manufacturable homes through Boxable, where it's like they got all these tiny cookie cutter homes that they can ship easily. Like, they're going for that IKEA style future, and it's real scary, man. Like, you're not gonna have any innovation anymore. I don't like it. I don't like it. Yep, I don't like it at all. But it's one thing to just point out there for you guys, Because it's a big thing. It's a big thing. And somebody sent me this over here. So we'll get into a different topic before we get into the big one for tonight. The Quantum Party of America. A massive decentralized movement to unite the people, defeat the Uniparty, reformat the government and the deep state, and unlock the future. The Quantum Party of America. Make America quantum. Yep, this definitely seems like a LARP, but somebody posted this in my Discord, I believe, and they're saying that they want to reformat America. We've reached the end. The United States is a great country with great people, great landscape, vast natural resources, but it has been irredeemably corrupt government, a government that's completely captured by ruthless oligarchs and rogue intelligence agencies, a government that utterly ignores the Constitution, a government that's far too corrupt to function and is racing us even faster towards Armageddon. But instead of trying to do anything to prevent that, our politicians are milking as much of the corruption out of the dying system as they can before it collapses. Any attempts to correct our course or fix our problems within the current system are thwarted. Politicians are blackmailed, elections are rigged, illegitimate political activists are aggressively targeted by the crooked FBI. So where do we go from here? How do we save our country? This proposal seeks to answer the question. Well, that kind of seems like it sounds a little bit negative, maybe. This doesn't sound good. This doesn't sound good. Like, what happened here? Huh. Yeah. What happened there? That seems strange. I don't know if that's strange or not, but it definitely seems super shady. Like, it definitely don't seem normal. Like, this has a flavor to it that doesn't seem right, if you know what I mean. It doesn't seem right. Huh. What does that say? Our government is evil, our democracy isn't real, our rights don't exist, and our country is failing. What? Dangerously close to disaster. Financial Armageddon. Several major fiscal calamities. A rapid global shift away from the dollar. A banking collapse. A real estate crash. $100 trillion black swan event. And a U.S. government default will happen simultaneously, bringing the entire Western-led global financial system to a cataclysmic end. Nothing leaders do or try will prevent it. What the fuck? Geopolitical realignment. Most of the countries are super fed up with our warmongering and belligerent meddling abroad. Disagreements over the Ukraine were the final straw for many of them, so dozens of other countries are leaving the U.S.-led international order and joining a new, extremely formidable one led by China and Russia called BRICS. Sovereignty crisis. According to the Supreme Court, the Vatican's doctrine of discovery is the legal foundation for the U.S. government's claim over the land, people, and resources of America. And now that it's been nullified, its claim is technically no longer valid, opening a legal Pandora's box for property rights and territorial boundaries of all the American countries. Oh, what the fuck is this? What are you guys posting in my YouTube? What are you fucking guys posting in my Discord, man? What is this shit? This is like some QAnon shit, but like turned up to like 150 from 11. You know, they just fucking kept spinning the motherfucker and somehow got it to like lock state, and then it just kept on turning itself up. Like, I don't know. This is crazy. I mean, look at this. Reformat America. America's like an old cell phone that is so bogged down by viruses and spam it can barely function. What the fuck? Cell phone with viruses and spam? The only way to fix it is wipe it clean and install an updated operating system. We need a constitution that actually protects us and the government that actually serves our people. So this definitely sounds like they're trying to overthrow the United States government. Does it not? Like, hold up. Like, just be real. Let's just like... This is like some revolution type shit or something. Like, what the fuck? Like, don't make any sense. Like, I mean, I don't know. Why is this Barry Merritt guy spamming in the chat, bro? Like, nobody gives a fuck about what you're saying right now. Like, why are we going to move to Mexico or El Salvador or any of those places? It's fucking retarded. You're annoying. I wish people would just, like, stay on the topic. Like, how hard is that? I don't understand. I guess that's why it's the best worst shows, because the chat is always off on their own fucking tangent. And you're just like, but we're talking about this. Right. Whatever. Yeah, he's probably a fucking fed, honestly. So what is this? Escape our debt. Challenge claim. Challenge the U.S. government claim over land, people, and resources of America. Cite the nullified doctrine of discovery. Transfer sovereignty and establish a newly elected government and transfer all sovereign assets, depriving our existing government of the collateral it needs to borrow. Bankrupt entity. Bankrupt the existing government entity and discharge most of its massive debts. Make agreements with other countries to do the same. And emerge as a new country. Roll over vital services like Social Security and pay them with a new permanent fund fueled by energy and natural resources. Yeah, I think that's pretty clear. Yeah. Literally, they're talking about taking over the United States of America and the people are the collateral. Like, what the fuck? Don't tell the globalists about this whole thing, because then they're going to use this exact plan. Wait a minute. Why does this exactly sound like the globalist plan with the QAnon spin on it? Because that's what it sounds like. Sounds like exactly what they're already trying to do, doesn't it? Get everybody on a new system, under a new constitution that's different, restructure America. Kind of seems like they're leading us to the same end, doesn't it? Yeah. 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 Wow. What's this? 12-year term limits are enough to pass time and implement big projects, but not long enough to allow career politicians. Pay structures. Banking pay style. $600K per year, but only aggressive performance-based benchmarks are achieved. Politicians must perform to get paid. Categorical ban on all individual stock and bond trading for all politicians and spouses while in office. All assets must be held in blind trusts. International lobbying ban on all corporations whose international headquarters is not in the United States. Foreign companies must use diplomatic channels instead of the home country to lobby. We have a virtual Congress. Politicians must spend at least 50% of their time in their home districts. Votes and committee hearings can be held via secure video conferences. Members must spend 50% of their time at the Capitol solving problems and 50% of their time serving constituents in their home districts. Staff budgets increases. Shoestring staff budgets means that all bills are written by corporate lobbyists. Staff budget increases will allow Congress to write laws. Page limit on laws. Laws must be dramatically simplified. All new laws must cover only a single subject and be limited to a couple hundred pages. Wow. We're coming straight into a new crazy situation. Dude, did you guys notice that all of a sudden when we called Barry Merritt out for being a fed, he shut the fuck up? Isn't that funny as fuck? Isn't that funny? There he is, right there. Range balls. I remember that name. I feel like I remember it. There's a remembrance there. I'm not sure though. What's this? Oh yeah, let's build a new capital, guys. Let's move the capital to Kansas. Kansas? Washington, D.C. is better suited to our giant history museum than a functional venue for government. Kansas is a geographic center of the United States, and is the only place that would be able to collectively agree is fair to build our new capital. It has vast amounts of flat, cheap land to build on, and it would send a clear message to all future politicians that they are in charge of fixing this country, not Europe, Not the Middle East, and certainly not Ukraine. Yes, certainly not the Ukraine. No, fuck the Ukraine. Wow, we got a freaking super chat, dude. Daniel Nielsen, what? We got ourselves a super chat. We finally got the grift, and the grift is going good. $10 saying your chat needs to drop more dollars. And you know what, man? I really wish they would, but, you know, we get what we get, right? We get what we get. That's all we get. That's all you get nowadays. But we do appreciate you and your generous donation, Mr. Daniel Nelson. Thank you very much. And as always, check us out at griftcast.com if you'd like to spend more. Or, you know, send it without, like, giving YouTube a huge fucking cut. Or whatever. Anyways, wow. Okay. The Quantum Party of America sounds crazy, dude. This sounds like some Apple shit. And I say Apple shit because doesn't that look like Apple? Isn't that Apple's headquarters right there? Aren't they the ones with the big weird circle building with the solar panels on it that like powers itself or whatever? Yeah. Everything Congress needs to do their job in one place with no distractions. Members should be required to live on premises in session and is required to spend half of their time in their home districts. Lobbyists shall only be allowed to meet with members in their home districts. Wow. Functional modern designs, unlimited food, zero lobbyists, and resort style accommodations for all. Oh, is it realistic? What the fuck, dude? This is crazy, dude. Building new capital cities, huge government, new, modern, simplified, more government. Wow. Clean and defrag the government. Nobody can run our government in its current form. It's a giant dysfunctional quagmire. The president has 20 cabinet members overseeing huge departments with dozens of agencies and offices each, and nearly 40 independent agencies reporting to him. That level of bureaucracy, so wonder anything productive ever gets done. We must completely clean and defragment our government, restructuring and reorganizing all offices and agencies into 12 modern cabinet departments. Governments will never work correctly until we do. Normally, this would be a Herculean task, but with AI tools, this would be relatively easy a task for prompting experts. Yes, let's integrate artificial intelligence into the government. That sounds like a great fucking idea, guys. Yeah, dude, why don't we just make it into like a Majestic 12 group? You know, the Majestic 12 group of the government. It's not like I've ever heard that before. I just pulled that out of my head right now. I don't know where that's from. I'm telling you, dude, this is fucked up. Eliminate redundancy. Turn agencies into software. Sunset outdated agencies like the ATF and the FBI. Yes. Rewrite laws with the AI. Yes, that's right. Have it rewrite all the laws. Let's let the AI rewrite. How am I going to let the AI rewrite shit, man? I fucking talk to the AI every day. And that motherfucker's supposed to be smarter than me, but he's dumb as fuck. I'm like, yo, Google it, motherfucker. Like, I Googled it and I got it faster than you. What the fuck? Or you just made some shit up, AI? You made some shit up? Yeah, let's have AI lawyers, AI government concierge, AI doctors, AI therapists, all for the free. Yeah. Think about that. So that's the Quantum Party of America. It sounds pretty crazy. This whole doctrine of discovery thing seems to be their linchpin in the entire thing, which I've honestly, I don't think I've ever even fucking heard of that. Like, what? Doctrine of discovery? Like, is that for real? Are they real? Are they like, wow, we believe both parties are corrupt and useless. The Democratic Party and the Republican Party are both bullshit. I actually agree with that. Conditions are optimal for a new party to arise. The Quantum Party of America. Please do not pay any attention to the Q. Right? You see how that works, bitches? This is definitely some like QAnon, New Age, hippie, neuropath, crazy shit. You know, melt down the establishment. Recruit some whales like the Koch brothers or George Soros. We need our own bottomless pool of capital, but we don't want to be influenced by the corporate interests. So we need to find our own George Soros. right? We have to become a corporate republic with AI rapists, the rapists, right? Defect some suits, strike a grand bargain, create a perfect storm. Yes, we need 1/3 Republican, 1/3 Democrats, and 1/3 independents. So we can finally crush the Neolithic order that is entailed here. Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, this is the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. This is some crazy shit. I don't know which one of you crazy motherfuckers put this in my goddamn Discord or whatever, but the Quantum Party of America, I mean, do they have a fucking video?
Millions of people are being purged from the internet for no good reason at all.
That's right, dude. Q Intel Pro 6 months ago, only 532 views, and very, very strangely got that same shit. Internet Bill of Rights, IBOR.
Elected officials have been ignoring this major issue for a long time. They think that since the big tech titans are private corporations,
yes,
that they can do whatever they want.
AI communism.
And that if we don't like it, we should start our own thing. That is a totally misguided approach, because these tech titans are richer and more powerful than any company in the history of the world.
Well, right now we can't get Elon Musk. Yeah?
They operate in every country.
Because he's already...
They have the power to make or break most businesses, to swing elections, and even start wars. We cannot allow them to separate and divide us any longer.
That's right.
We need to level the playing field. It's time to call these social media companies what they are.
Bitches.
Public utilities.
Oh.
Public utilities are companies that operate at a monopoly scale because they offer services that we cannot live without. In the same way, you cannot run a business, a nonprofit, or a political campaign.
Are they talking about nationalizing social media? We're going to nationalize Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
Without electricity or a telephone.
Holy
you
shit.
Can't run any of those things without social media in 2022.
Correct.
Social media is the modern day public square. It is access to the market, and it is the keys to power. Barack Obama got elected because of social media. Donald Trump got elected because of social media.
Yeah, that's right. I remember. I'm the asshole that got Barack Obama elected because of social media. And I'm really sorry about all that or whatever. But you know what? I helped the Trump guys too. So, you know, like I made up for it or whatever. But still, my bad. That was my bad. Like 100% my fault.
That's why the establishment...
He was just like a black guy, you know, like I don't know.
Spent the last 6 years doing everything they can to censor those who question them. Whether it is Russiagate, COVID, Ukraine, or January 6th. They will use any excuse they can to consolidate power and to shut off anyone who opposes them. That's why we need to come together as Americans and put our foot down before it's too late.
I'll vote for Sarah Palin.
Enough is enough. The power company can't cut off your power because they don't like your politics. The phone company cannot cut off your telephone because they don't like your politics.
Correct.
So the social media companies should not be able to cancel you because they don't like your politics. They need to be legally classified as public utilities, and we need to pass an Internet Bill of Rights, one that firmly establishes our First Amendment rights into the realm of cyberspace, where we now live most of our lives. This is not North Korea. This is not China. This is the United States of America. And in this country, our right to free speech is not optional.
I agree with him. Our internet right to free speech is not optional. But these companies do believe that it is. And is this where it's going, though? You know, do you believe that making social media public utilities would change things, or would it only give the government more power in the way that they can manipulate it? And that's what I think it would do. You know, if you were to give the Biden administration the power to censor social media directly, not only would they use it, oh boy, we would never know anything. We'd never hear anything about anything anymore, dude. We never know. Yep. Yeah. We would just have to solidify their monopoly in some way, right? Is that what we would be worried about? Is that how that situation would shake out? That's how we'd be following? Is that how will we be following through with our fictional situation? Probably. But I guess it gives you a little bit of a look into the next party that's coming in, because maybe another party would be able to be good. But these guys are talking about some fucking crazy shit. Quantum Party of America, or just quantumparty.org, which is, well, it's strange. It's strange, guys. It's strange. It's strange. I think I got a bunch of other shit now. Okay, guys. I think it's time to get into the big thing. It's the big thing. It's time to get into the big thing. Biden, he said, I'm not going to make it easy for Ukraine to join NATO. Wait a minute. Biden, I thought the whole fucking point of them being in war and shit and asking for NATO's help and asking for our assistance was to fucking get them into NATO so NATO would be fucking funded and having to deal with that shit. And now you're telling me that you're not going to make it easy for them. What the fuck, man? Seriously? Like, what are you? God save the queen or whatever the fuck you said. I don't know. You know what? I fucking hate that guy. And I hate that shit too. Stupid. 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 Well, this, you know what's not stupid? Man, I didn't want to have to talk about this. I'm still worried, but yeah. It seems some major Twitter influencers are causing quite a stir over $1 million plus pledged for a debate or something between this guy named Peter Peter Hoots, to debate the legendary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on the Joe Rogan podcast. I mean, we talked about this yesterday. I was like, dude, I can't believe that this is what everybody's talking about. And then legitimately, yeah, it's not going away. It's actually got worse today. And then we even spoke to somebody that, I don't know, probably made it worse or whatever in some kind of way. It's just, this situation is starting to get fucking crazy, dude. Like, major Twitter influencers are throwing down major cash to donate more than $1 million to charity if Dr. Peter Hotez takes on Joe Rogan's offer to debate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. about the COVID-19 vaccines on his world-renowned podcast, which is a crazy thing to think about, right? Because people were just saying that Joe Rogan was putting out vaccine disinformation. I mean, they've been saying that about him for fucking months and shit like that. It's just now where we sit in the understanding of what's been happening with said things. It seems that the colloquial understanding is that the thought forms and processes of the American people are more in line with the science now, and the science does not support what people like YouTube and Dr. Peter Hotez and a bunch of other folks who thought that they knew everything about everything, but were basically wrong. And now it's like we're getting to this point where Mr. Peter Hotez is one of the main guys that was out there talking about things and kind of putting out a lot of doublespeak about what was going on. And in his Twitter bio, he's a professor of pediatrics and a vaccine scientist. Right? And he took aim at famous podcaster Joe Rogan in a recent episode, which featured a discussion on the effectiveness of the vaxes with presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy, because everybody knows that RFK loves to talk about the vaccines, which is crazy to me because, I mean, you're not going to be able to get onto any social media platform and really saying much about that stuff. I mean, he's really just kind of hamping himself in the balls, but he really truly believes that that's going to win him the presidency. And he's even put it to the point where he's utilizing that particular situation to even like create waves and get himself more notoriety for fighting with Donald Trump by saying he stole his shit. But it's Joe Rogan, guys. It's Joe Rogan. I gotta watch an ad. I don't want to watch an ad. Oh, wait, we don't have to. So it says he calls him out. He talks about misinformation. They have a heated exchange on social media. And then finally, they're just like, well, why don't you come on the podcast and fucking debate this guy, right? You know, Rogan, that's what he wanted him to do. He said, yeah, come on my podcast, debate the mRNA gene therapy with Robert F. Kennedy, and we'll put up $100,000 to the charity of your choice. Which honestly doesn't sound like a bad situation, right? I mean, and I believe you. Actually, Virginia Olsen, why not get Fauci to debate? You know, well, if Dr. Peter Hotez isn't going to debate or talk about it, why don't you get Fauci? What happened to Fauci? He just disappeared. He just rat-faked off into the fucking sunset. I haven't heard a fucking lick about him until she just mentioned him right now. That's crazy. That shit's crazy. So, yeah. Peter Hotez, misinformation. He says that what RFK is saying is misinformation, and he's offered $100,000 to the charity of his choice if he's willing to debate him on a show and shut down the disinformation, misinformation, whatever, correct him. And the dude fucking refuses. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen, right? And today it got even worse because now the guy's claiming that he's being stalked and harassed online. And lo and behold, the same leftist artards that were all up in the QAnon disinformation game are all up in this game too, promoting him and saying, oh, he's getting stalked. And lo and behold, I know the person that fucking went to this dude's house. And it's just kind of like a strange situation that we're all looking at. Like, they have the email, they have the cell, and Hotez basically rejected the offer. He's like, you have my cell, my email. I'm always willing to speak with you and come off in your show personally, but I ain't going to come and debate nobody because that's not what I'm going to do. And honestly, it's only gotten worse over the last day. And even Musk says he's afraid of public debates because he knows he's wrong. And that's generally what the thing is. That's why YouTube doesn't publicly debate people before they censor their shit, because they already know they're wrong. They're just doing wrong things to try to make it right for themselves and their brains. But I mean, ultimately, they're screwing themselves. And it's really showing with the growth that's happening on all their platforms, right? And then over time, look at this shit, dude. 1.5 $1 million is what the pot was up. Cobra, or what's it called? Andrew Tate put up 500,000. Real Nick Mugali says 250,000. 150,000 for Bill Ackman. 100,000 from Joe Rogan, and 100,000 for Patrick Bet David. Another 100,000 from St. Kirsch. I mean, all of these different people are putting up massive amounts of money to make this happen, and they even have tweets out there that are committing to each of these things. So it's not like it's something that just came out of nowhere. Even fucking Tim Pool offered up $100,000 on this particular situation. And you know, Tim Pool never offers up any money for anything. So that little misey bitch is clearly not looking to pay, but he's clearly looking to get his name recognition out of the situation, as all of these other smart people are basically doing. Because we know that Hotez ain't gonna fucking come on the podcast. He ain't gonna go over there. He's not gonna do any of it, right? And this is the area in question that they were actually talking about. It says the experts, RFK, Joe Rogan, are spreading dangerous vaccine misinfo and should be shut down. RFK and Joe Rogan. Okay, let's debate about it. The experts. I don't defend someone pushing misinformation. What? That's how you stop somebody pushing misinformation, is you debate them and you defeat them. I'll give you hundreds of thousands of dollars to a charity of your choice to defend your views. Experts. No thanks. How can we possibly trust the so-called experts if they don't even have the ability to defend their own positions?
22,000 people got the vaccine, 22,000 didn't, and they have 6 months of data. Some of that is unblinded, but it's 6 months. And during that 6-month period, in the vaccine group, 1 person died of COVID. And in the placebo group, 2 people died from COVID. So that allows Pfizer to tell the public and, FDA to tell the public, oh, this vaccine is 100% effective. 22,000 people got the vaccine, 22,000 didn't, and they have 6 months of data. Some of that is unblinded, but it's...
That's the clip that basically is claimed to be misinformation. And I mean, I guess we have to say that it's misinformation at this point because RFK hasn't provided the actual data. I'm sure it's out there or whatever, but that's not truly what this is all about. This is all about how this thing has gotten extended throughout today, because this is the guy right here, right? Baylor College of Medicine, professor of pediatrics, dean of National School of Tropical Medicine, Texas Children's Hospital, Peter J. Hotez, MD, PhD, director of vaccine development. That guy. This is the dude, right? And I know what you're thinking because I sucked at him and I thought the same thing. And I was like, holy shit, this guy definitely looks like a fucking chomo. And that's just my opinion. And honestly, I have the sight that people don't understand because I'm over 13.7 billion years old. So it's after a while of living, you kind of you could spot him out. Okay? You could spot him out. And I mean, he works at a children's hospital, medicine, topical medicine. I don't know. There's fucking something fucky going on over here with this guy, and I'm sure it'll probably be coming up here pretty soon. But very funny indeed seeing people like Ashley St. Clair jumping on this one because, this is the stuff that people were talking about. They got videos.
One of the things that we're not hearing a lot about is the unique potential safety problem of coronavirus vaccines.
And then something changed.
Any vaccine released by emergency use authorization by the FDA is an outstanding vaccine.
J&J's vaccine has a risk of life-threatening blood clots.
When you hear the beep, that's the sound of safety.
So don't overthink it. They're both really good.
Yeah, probably should have watched that. Anyways, what's this? So today looks like Alex Rosen at I Fight for Kids on Twitter. This guy's got, I think, 81, maybe 82,000 subscribers or followers now. Very, very big. Actually follows me on Twitter. Oh, 82,000 now, dude. He keeps just fucking shooting up. But yeah, pedos hate him for this one simple trick because he's got his notoriety for being an independent journalist who goes and basically documents all of these nasty pedophiles online and other things, right? He's a big dude too. This dude's fucking huge, by the way. Honestly, big, scary, Viking looking motherfucker, orange beard, bald. The kind of guy that I would be all like, yo, throw me. And he'd be fucking throwing me and I have swords and I'd be like, ah, because I'm small, he's big, so I'd be like, bro, throw me! Fucking throw me into him! Ah! Fucking Dragon Ball Z with Goku and Frieza. When Frieza's all like, Kakarot, monkey, throw me! Sorry. Whatever.
Okay. Oh, are you Peter Hotez?
I am.
Hi. Are you Peter Hotez?
Hey. So why are you not going to debate RFK on Joe Rogan's podcast?
Oh, come on, that's harassing.
I'm just curious.
Come on, that's harassment.
Nothing hostile, just curious.
I haven't said anything one way or the other.
I mean, are you planning on doing it?
He just invited me, so we'll see.
And I think you should, though.
Well, we'll give it some thought.
Okay.
Okay.
And what do you have to say to people who think they're vaccine injured?
Come on.
Anything for them?
Don't come to my house.
I mean, do you have anything to say to people that think? Do you have anything to say to people? Yeah. I mean, do you think vaccine injuries are real, Peter? Peter, it's just a question. Settle the science now. On a safari to go vaccinate more kids? Okay. Oh, are you Peter Hotez?
I am. Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Are you Peter Hotez? So, yes, this is what's creating all of the drama today. Good old Alex Rosen, I guess, lives in the same city as this guy and somehow got his address and went over there to ask him a question, which is exactly what a journalist would do. This guy obviously has gone through and shut down pedophiles in the past, which is, great work or whatever. But this is even stranger because, like, what I said earlier and my thoughts on this guy when I just fucking took a look at him. And now seeing that this dude's already on the case, I'm just like, this is a very strange little thing that we got here. Yeah. Yeah, Occupy guy got that skrill. Occupy guy got millions, yo. He got millions. So yeah, this is what happened today that really caused an even bigger rift in the situation. You got to remember that, Peter Hotez, you don't follow me, neither does Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The only one of this guy that does is my homeboy or whatever. And he's already been blocked by this guy, right? He got blocked by him. And he says, to all the crybabies cry, Peter Hotez will be okay, you little Sims. Ambo, I've never seen a reporter ask people questions. Yes, even at their own home before. Y'all calm down and hit the copium. And it's just crazy because people are like, this is disgusting. This is awful. You can't go to people's houses. And I'm like, excuse me? Like, didn't we see that? Like, haven't we seen people get, like, man on the street at their houses like 1,000 times on the news? Isn't that, like, how the news started, right? Isn't that, like, how they get the story or whatever? This guy goes and gets the story. But obviously the normal crew of foos are like, no, you should never do this. You should never go to this person's house. You know what you should tell? You should fucking tell that to? Tell that to Taylor Lorenz, because this is exactly what she fucking does. And if it's okay that she does it, it's okay if he does it. It doesn't matter if this dude's a big fucking gigantic swole ass Viking looking motherfucker. He's like the nicest guy ever or whatever, unless you're a pedophile or whatever. He's just going to be all like, fuck you. And then, Ashley St. Clair right here, it says, I'm all for a debate. And I think this guy's being a wuss, but showing it up at someone's house for some confrontation clicks is really lame. Damn, Ashley St. Clair, it's like that now. You work over at the Babylon Bee now, and you think that you're all hot shit, bitch. I remember when you were nothing. Shut the fuck up. I'm pretty sure you showed up at somebody's house too. I'm sure if I actually had to go take a look at it, I would look. But you know what? Here it is. Now, I've had people show up at my home because of the internet, and that's the line that should never be crossed. People throw out all the mores when the currency of attention is within their reach. Alex Rosen is now having a mental spiral in my DM saying it's wrong to show up at people's homes. Very stable. Definitely want this guy outside of my house. Yeah. Kind of seems like, you could see where certain folks are, like Ashley St. Clair, now that she's in one of their biggest things. All these conservative influencers are saying that this guy's trying to clout chase or something. Like, is that what's happening? I don't think so. But I do see her kind of clout chasing or whatever. And I mean, I don't know how this bitch made her way all the way up to the Babylon Bee, but I don't even like the Babylon Bee anymore after Seth Dillon pulled all that shit. As soon as these guys try to act like they're bigger than their own britches, I stop paying fucking attention to them because they're fucking shitheads, right? Shitheads. Me asking Peter Hotez a question is literally worse than 9/11. And then here's what it looked like from the back. So just to let you know, that's Alex Rosen, I believe. He is a very, very large motherfucker, right? He was wearing a red shirt, just like the other guy. As you can see, he's not even wearing any shoes. He's literally just in his socks right here. And according to him, I believe he... I believe he sent me a voice message.
Dude, I literally just pulled up. I had a shot last night. Like, this would be interesting to just go ask him in person about this because I live like in the same city as him. And I just pulled up to his house, and literally, if he wasn't home, I was just gonna leave. But luckily, like basically a minute after I pulled in, his car pulled in, so I was like, oh shit. Like, that's why I had my socks on without any shoes, because I just ran out of the car because I only had like a small window of opportunity. Like, I literally just got there as he was getting there, dude. Like, I wasn't there waiting for hours. It's retarded.
So, like asking him about this, it didn't seem like there was any negative shit going on here, like this isn't some like operation that was set up. It's not some like deep state ploy or anything like that. He literally just was like, hey, I looked him up. He lives in my city. I drove over there and I just like caught him. I wasn't even wearing my shoes. It's just like kind of a quick thing. So this is causing drama today, right? This is causing a lot of drama for some people today, I think. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why some people are upset with it. But they seem to be upset with it. Huh. That's right. Activists are no longer doctors. Exactly. When you start to become an activist, you're no longer a doctor. But that's where we are with this whole particular situation, right? Like, this is with everybody that's been talking about. People want to talk about vaccines. People want to talk about mRNA and the damages or missed damages or not damages or whatever. People should just be allowed to discuss this stuff openly. And we are still not allowed to, like not allowed to on YouTube, not allowed. So I have to be careful about what we're talking about. But, like honestly, Peter Hotez got embarrassed today because not only is he kind of showing that he can't stand up for what he believes in, he doesn't understand the neo world that we live in either. Things don't take weeks anymore, dude. Things happen in seconds. Things get transferred all the way across the world in seconds. And that is something that you really need to get figured out there, homie. Because it's only going to get worse, dude. It's only going to get worse. And I mean, this is what he said. I was just stalked in front of my home by a couple of anti-vaxxers taunting me to debate RFK. Of course, I was looking at my Sunday best in our brutal heat wave. What is with people? At least Houstons now know I support the team. Go Texas. He calls this guy a stalker. Dude's a journalist. He came to ask him a question. And now he's a stalker, right? It's a vile situation. The right-wing supremacists are coming after him. Is that really what's happening? Or is this just a manufactured situation? And that's what I think it is, right? Joe Rogan grills Dr. Peter Hotez exclusively promoting vaccines while disregarding exercise, vitamins, and a healthy diet. There's a large body of data that connects poor diet to a host of diseases. You don't think vitamins are needed while you eat junk food?
Cautious about your diet?
I'm not as cautious about my diet as I
He's been on the Joe Rogan show before.
should be. I'm a junk foodaholic, actually.
Well, that seems like a terrible thing for your health.
It is a terrible thing for my health and something my wife is working on.
But that seems ridiculous for someone who works with health.
Yeah.
What's going on with you, man?
Sometimes, man, I just don't get it right.
How often?
What?
How often?
How often do I steal a bag of chips or something like that?
How often do you eat garbage?
I don't know. No, hopefully not every day, but
hopefully not every day.
Yeah, maybe a couple of times a week. That's what with Rachel, my daughter with autism. That's like our thing is to go to the it's called the burger joint or to Shake Shack to get a cheeseburger. We'll sneak some fries. So.
Yeah. Like, it's not like he had problems being himself online before, right? It's not like he's already bared it all out there. So, like, what does he have to lose debating this guy, right? Nothing. Other than some kind of weird system situation that he might incur. For him, he's like, well, I'm an academic, so I should never have to debate somebody that's lower than me. And remember what I was telling you yesterday about professors, doctors, and anybody that's spent any time in school is that these people believe that them spending all of that time is what equates to them being respected and earning those names. But those names are basically just meaningless to, most people that can do these things in much shorter periods of time, right? A lot of us didn't need to spend all that time doing all of that because we are much smarter and much more capable than they could ever be. And even more so, it's not a badge of honor. It's more of like a badge of understanding, because when I hire you, I understand how long it takes you to understand things, because it took you, a doctor's a person that it's going to take 7 years for them to get something, right? It's going to take them 7 years to figure it out. So, like, I can't rely on a doctor for an immediate decision on anything, and every decision that they make is going to be mired through however they handled themselves throughout that 7-year period, which is something to think about. You need people that can do it much quicker. And you know what? Honestly, it's a dying breed. Obviously, Mr. Hotez is not one of those individuals, so he could barely handle himself when he was just talking to Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan was just obliterating him and making fun of him for being a fatty. And you think that this guy's going to get on there and actually go against somebody, even if it is RFK with that fucking crazy voice that I can't stand? Yeah. No. Here's Leah McElrath. This is an individual that I've had trolling me. I've had not trolling me. Apparently, she stands in solidarity with Peter Hotez. Elon Musk has turned Twitter into a platform on which life-altering targeted harassment by right-wing zealots is organized on a mass scale and extends far beyond the internet. Like, what? No, that's not what happened, Leah. Like, that's not what happened. Like, I fucking talked to Alex. Alex is like, nah, man, I don't have a team. I'm not a right-wing activist. I'm not a zealot. I didn't organize this as a mass scale. This is just the internet, bitch. Like, that's it. I live in their town, the same town that she lives in, the same town that he lives in. They all live in the same fucking town. He just went over there to talk to him. He videotaped the exact interaction and left. That's basically it. So you may not agree with it, but it's not life-altering targeted harassment. It's an investigation from a journalist, and that's all it could ever be. You cannot say that when people like Taylor Lorenz go to people's houses to ask the same kind of questions, and it's different. And you know what? I've literally seen you say that. So it's just kind of like, this is the stuff that just blows me away about these things. Like, here's another person, Jan Rice. It's not a random incident. The guy who harassed Peter Hotez at his home is the only person I've seen get banned from speaking at Harris County Commissioner's Court. Oh, really? Yeah? I wonder why he got banned. Did he? We don't know. Yeah. Here's another thing here. Except for that's not accurate, Elon. Sit with you and have a meaningful discussion on Twitter or whatever. Re-vaccines is what we can do to save lives. Too many Texans and Americans needlessly died during the pandemic because they fell victim to anti-vaccine disinformation. Accurate summary. Look, I'm prepared to argue in favor of vaccines if you like. Do I think vaccines should be advantaged closely and mortality risk isn't substantially reduced in America? Yes. Think about it. It's the same group of individuals. Joe Rogan, Tim Pool, this new Hotez character, Elon Musk. It's the same group of individuals that are coming up within these stories. And if you don't think that it's connected, well, you got another thing coming.
Now I know that Robert Kennedy Jr. is he's a big one. He's a big one, and he seems like a very intelligent guy. How could he not be aware of the science behind this, and what is he getting wrong?
What he's getting wrong is just about everything. He's formed an organization called Children's Health Defense, and he had a press conference about it. I think it was September, October of last year. It is probably one of the best organized anti-vaccine groups out there. Now, he's doing other things other than vaccines. He's doing a lot of things about environmental health and things like that. I don't know any part of that business. I've only followed what he does with vaccines, but it's all nonsense.
Why is he doing this about
vaccines? It's all nonsense. I don't know.
You have to ask him what's his motivation.
Would he be a guy that you would want to have a debate with or have a discussion with?
But again, I'm uncomfortable with the idea of a debate because it's like debating. I don't know. It's like debating a Holocaust denier whether the Holocaust exists. I mean, not that this rises to the same level.
I understand what you're saying, but if you're, again, I want to bring this up. If you're complaining there's 19 books ahead of yours that are anti-vaccine books, you've already lost the battle. Like, it's time to regroup, and maybe regrouping would be confronting someone with actual scientific information. I mean, you are a real doctor. You're a guy who actually studies this, and you're a man who understands the science. You're a legitimate academic. You could actually put a dent in this with a real conversation.
Potentially.
Yeah. I mean, what would he be able to say? Like, what is his take on it?
Well, remember, he's an attorney, and he's
What's
very
his
clever,
take?
right? And he knows presumably knows how to do arguments in court. And what am I? I'm a scientist.
Right, but do you think that he wants to deceive people, or do you think that maybe he's just incorrect in his accumulation of data?
Yeah, I can't say what his motivation is, but his information is highly misleading.
So think about this. This isn't a new thing. It was all the way back in 2019 that we first heard about the debate, or a fabled debate, between RFK and Peter Hotez, right? And it all boils down to Hotez basically being like, he's an attorney and he's clever, so he can argue in court, so he's going to be able to debate better than me, so I'm simply not going to do it. So many years later, I don't think it's going to change whatsoever, even though now one of these guys is a presidential candidate. Things aren't really changing. But if you look at it, they've been forcing the whole Robert F. Kennedy situation, haven't they? Elon Musk has, Joe Rogan has, every big not Democrat establishment person is basically getting behind this guy, whether it's the Tim Pools or the Tim Casks organizations or anybody else. They're already basically telling and telegraphing, because they believe that they already have the culture war won, right? Like Joe Rogan and Elon Musk think that they got the power, baby. And they think they got the hearts and minds on lock, but we'll have to see that if it's actually going to come forward. So are we going to really see this guy debate the other guy? I'd be fucking shocked. Because he's been pretty clear for a lot of years, since 2019, guys, like over 4 years, on what his thoughts are on Robert F. Kennedy. And I don't think that him becoming a candidate is going to change it, because number one, Hotez ain't a debater. He couldn't handle himself in that. He could barely handle himself on Joe Rogan's podcast. He could barely. Yet, look at all these people. How much money are people actually putting out there? People were putting out a lot of money. Even Tim Pool throwing up his beanie money to get that done. And then there's Andrew Tate. It says, I also want to state a lot of nerds who are anti-vax now were total COVID pussies at the start. Damn. That's fucking hilarious. And I mean, like, where do we have to go with this shit? What do we have to do with this shit? What are we supposed to be saying with this shit? I don't know, to be perfectly honest. It just shows us that the world that we're living in right now is a very, very, very strange place, my friends. It's a strange place, dude. We got just the weirdest situation. Like, this is an old thing. Like, this debate is an old thing. It's not new. It's not something that just came out of nowhere or whatever. I mean, this is something that they've been pushing since 2019, guys. And, I mean, I just don't think it's going to happen. Now, I've been wrong before, right? Maybe Hotez is going to say, fuck it, he's going to do it. I just don't see it happening. Right. And trying to not get into the more nitty gritty developments on who's right and who's wrong, because I simply don't have all of the information anymore. I mean, I used to have a lot of COVID information, and when we got censored the first time, we were looking at the actual government data, and we got censored for looking at the actual government data. And it painted a pretty clear picture on where we were at, and that's why we made the decisions that we made moving forward to protect ourselves. And it's a big debate. I always tell people, what my position has been, and at the end of the day, like, it's not the guy. I don't see the virus. I don't see the vaccines being the thing that's going to make the election. That's not the election thing. That's not the thing that is going to be making people vote this time of year. And I think that RFK and his big donors and supporters are ultimately doing a big disservice, dragging this out like that. You know, pulling this Peter guy in, you know, like obviously Alex didn't have anything to do with that, but it's the Joe Rogans, the Tim Pools, and all these other people that are coming forward trying to push this debate and offer up money, even though they know it's not going to happen. They're truly the ones that are taking the biggest loss here, because they're basically showing that, you know, they're going to try some shit. It's going to be half-ass, and it's not going to give them the outcome that they want, and then they're going to just keep trying the shit again. But, you know, like you can see now, like where they're at. Just sad, stupid, just upside down, inside out. That's right, sewer guy Rob. We pretty much got it. Guess what we got? Think about it, dude. And that's basically it for today. I'm gonna play some video games now. So if you guys want to hang out, let me know. If not, we'll be seeing you again. That's been another episode of the Best Worst Show on the internet. We've discussed in detail the whole RFK versus Peter Hoach, Joe Rogan battle extravaganza. I feel like we've optimally looked at either side of the argument in a meaningful way to try to understand the situation in its whole entirety, so that we're not getting stuck in any of the more unprovable mishigash that would be available to us if we would like. But pretty much that's like how it goes, guys. We got a whole show to watch. We got a whole thing to do. We appreciate y'all coming through. We appreciate you, Daniel Nailship, for that generous donation. And I guess we'll see you guys on the next one. Adios. And I hope you guys have a good night. Be well, my friends. See you later. Show's over now. Bye-bye. Fladios, amigos.